Hello sunshine, this is Joy from Michigan in the US, and today I am going to pour on this 20 by 20 deep edge gallery wrap canvas for you. I've mixed up some nice fresh paints, and so I'm excited to be able to start pouring and not run out of my colors again. So starting here with titanium white. This is Prussian Blue, which is a very, very deep blue, very, very pretty. Dries almost black, but not quite. And then that's that Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold by Deco Art. I was going to use my Pearl Electric Blue here and changed my mind. Let's use some lime green instead. That lime green is a lovely transparent color, so you'll see the blue through the green, which creates a very pretty effect. And then I'm putting that Pearl Electric Blue in. Next up, this is a custom color. It is violet, plus just a tiny bit of rouge, the last little bit that wouldn't fit in my bottle. And then I added a whole lot of rose gold to that, so it's a lovely metallic purple. Back to the 24 karat gold. This is Phthalo Blue, which is kind of a brighter deep blue. It's very pretty, one of my favorite blues that I have. That and Lake Blue are two of my favorites. Use up the rest of that. I filled the bottle, and so the stuff in the cups is just what wouldn't fit, so I was happy to use those up on a canvas. A little more white. Try to create some contrast in there. This is that lime green again. Back to that Prussian Blue, which is going to make this whole piece dry, darker than it looks as I'm pouring it. So when you see the pictures, that was pictures of it wet. At the very, very end of this video, you'll see a video of the dried results, and that is before it's varnished. So those colors will pop a little bit more once I varnish it, but remember, when you're using darker colors, it can impact, especially if you're using transparent colors like the lime green that I'm using here. And the last bit of that Prussian Blue. And then we're going to top that off with a little bit of black. Oh, I forgot the gold. First gold and then black. All right, I did put a black puddle down to pour into. I did not show that on video because it's kind of boring, that portion of it, but the higher I hold that cup, the more the paints are going to mix. The lower the cup is, the more defined lines you're going to see. And let's get that last little bit of paint out of the cup. It's always so pretty, the cup itself. All right, I'm going to spread some black around the edges just in case I want some negative space and to help the paint not roll over itself quite as much as it would otherwise. And now we're going to stretch it. I always try to see which part of the painting I like the best, and then I tend to stretch that way first so that when I stretch it the other way, it will stretch out my favorite portions. As I poured this pretty quickly, I realized I don't like that long yellow. It looks yellow on the film, but it's the lime green line. It was very snake looking, and so I intentionally pour a good portion of that right off the edge of the canvas. So after I reach one corner, I recenter my paint so the weight of the paint is in the middle of the canvas before I stretch to a different corner. And one of these days I'll learn how to tilt so you guys can still see the painting. You'll see as this video progresses, I don't show all of my tilting, and that's the reason I don't, is that I'm tilting in such a way that the only thing y'all can see is the back of the canvas, which is not super helpful. So I just went ahead and omitted those parts so you didn't have to sit through looking at nothing. Here we go. So this is nearly fully tilted. I do one more small tilt after this. So you just want to make sure that you are happy with the composition, that you are happy with where the colors are, and then adjust. If you don't like it, that's the beauty of this form of art, is you get to decide which portions you keep and when it's done, and what your preference is. That I'm hitting this with a creme brulee torch. I use a creme brulee torch even on my larger canvases. I just find it's very easy to use. This is to pop any air bubbles. They could create divots in the paint if you don't pop them, or they could create cells, and if you don't want that, you want to be careful. Make sure you get those air bubbles popped. So here's our close-up. This is the finished piece. I think this is the orientation that I like, but you know, that seems to change over time. So we'll see. This upper edge here with all those green and blue lines is just so pretty. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Stay tuned for the pictures and the video of the dried piece, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a very Merry Christmas. All right, my lovely people, here are the dried results. I think it looks very similar to when it was poured, just slightly deeper. The purple deepened a little bit, and the lime green deepened just a little bit because of the Prussian blue under it. We still have all these lovely lines. You can see in the daylight the gold in there. Depending on the angle you look, that really pops. This up here is that metallic purple with the metallic blue. There's some gold in there. Just has dried really beautifully, held its form really well. These beautiful bright green lines down here. And then these boulder cells look 3D. I just love that about them. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you very soon.